Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to iCommand. This is Stevie Boy, and we've got the other top 4 game to go over here for the June tournament. We had 14 players, and this is the semifinals. We just watched Derek win his semifinals match, and I've actually already recorded the finals, but I was just given the other semifinals match game log to go over, so we're going to get to see this one, thankfully. And we've got Kyle versus Destruct1. And in Kyle's list in action already, he is playing Force users. We've got Luke, Leia, the Wondertwins, along with Kanan and Cal Kestis, and Yoda. And he's also got R2, 3PO, Channel of Force, and Heroic Effort, as well as Heir to the Jedi on Luke. So we did get to see his list in action in round 1, actually. And this is not going to be his first game against double Rancors this tournament. He actually was able to beat a double Rancor list in round 2. And that is what Destruct1 is playing. We've got double Rancors in his list. However, there is a difference between what Destruct1 is bringing and what Kyle faced in round 2. Destruct1's list, while almost the same, has the card Feeding Frenzy, which is a skirmish attachment from the FFG days, never been touched by IACP. 1 point attachment for creatures, gives them a surge for Recover 2, and also gives them +1 damage when attacking a damaged figure. So this is a very powerful card for Rancors that makes it very hard to bring them down quickly, since they can attack so many times with different command cards. It gives them lots of opportunities to recover 2 damage multiple times in a round even. And he's also got Jabba, Dr. Afra, Bib Fortuna, 2 regular Jawas to feed the Rancors for their voracious ability, and Unshakable, Smuggling Compartment, and of course Beast Tamer to give them a free move once per round. This is a list that was innovated by Herbie, actually, and he actually won the May tournament with this list, and it is very powerful, and hence why we have updated the Rancors going into Season 10. They no longer have that double black die. They will now be 1 black die and +1 block, which I think will definitely make them still very hard to deal with, especially with that Feeding Frenzy combo intact. However, it will be they'll have less defensive spikes, where, you know, if they roll, their chances of rolling 5 blocks is now greatly diminished compared to what it was when they had 2 black dice. But anyway, I did watch the game that Kyle played against the other double Rancors to see how he managed a lot of turtling up and boxing up around Yoda and 3PO to benefit from 3PO's distracting ability, and also to deal a ton of damage back with Yoda, especially when these Rancors come in and attack focused. He was able to use Yoda's deflect very effectively, also able to force the Rancors to spread damage with the card Get Behind Me, and has a lot of defensive tech in the list with Kanan's command card, which is quite powerful. He actually, when he played it in against the Rancors, he was able to get +5 blocks with it, so that was pretty cool. Also just has a ton of attacks with this list. Leia gives extra attacks with battlefield leadership. Of course, he's got Son of Skywalker to give Luke extra attacks effectively, and then can recycle that for more Son of Skywalkers with Luke. So was able to just put a ton of attacks into the Rancor as it came up and attacked him, and was able to take it down. We'll see how it goes here. The nice thing about that game that I saw was there wasn't it was an ISB training grounds, and the objectives were not that critical, and so that means that Kyle was able to just kind of group up by his terminal and didn't have to go and get objectives. And we've got a similar map here. We're playing on Triple Cross with the Gangsters. The Gangsters are neutral figures that can be targeted as if they are hostile figures by both players. and they have 6 health and 2 block, and they're worth 3 VPs each. But once they're dead, they only respawn once per round, so they're not a huge part of the objective game. So wouldn't be surprised if Kyle just kills his gangster next to his terminal and then kind of stays next to his terminal and waits for the Rancors. Also kind of difficult for the Rancors to traverse on this map. Since it is a very diagonal map, the Rancors have to shift and turn and rotate a lot to get to where they need to go, which makes it harder for them to move. But let's get into the game here. It looks like Destruct is going to have initiative this round for round 1, and has decided to take the blue deployment zone. And we've got Bib has focused up a Rancor. I'll mention Kyle has 7 activations, and so does Destruct, so no passing this round. We're going to see Yoda activate here. Going to use Wisdom to get a draw, but going to replace that draw with Channel the Force to search for a Force User command card. And it looks like he's going to go for Knowledge and Defense to his hand. And since he didn't draw with Wisdom, and the way Wisdom's worded, he does not have to put a card back on the bottom of the deck from his hand. So he just gets to keep the card he searched with Channel and doesn't have to give up any other cards. So sort of pseudo card draw. Does need to take 2 strain, so going to take 2 damage on Yoda, decreasing his health to 7 health remaining. But going to be able to get that Knowledge and Defense chain started here early. And now we've got Luke, and the nice thing about Luke here is being a ranged attacker lets Kyle go for that middle gangster, which looks like he's going to be doing with a focus from Yoda. And he has +1 damage from Heir to the Jedi, 2 blocks, but I think he's got the kill there, so he is going to be able to get ahead on VPs, taking the first kill on the gangster for 3. And very likely that he's going to have now 2 out of the 3 starting gangsters, so going to be up 3 points to Destruct. And we've got Afra going after Destruct's gangster. Very good roll from Afra. It's going to be doing 5 damage. No, 3 damage to that gangster. And they're going to move back. Okay, and now R2 going to go ahead and draw a card. So you saw that Kyle did that, the Yoda into Luke play, before he did any of his other support figures, before he did R2 or 3PO. Very aware that he needed to move fast if he wanted to be the first one to claim that gangster, so acting promptly there. That means that Destruct can now kind of take his time. Good for the other gangster with the Jawa. Now that looks like a bad roll, but oh well, yeah, I guess it is. This is the regular Jawa. If it was the elite Jawa, that would have actually been 2 damage. But the regular Jawa, it can use Harass though to deal 1 strain. Since the attack did not miss, he has +2 accuracy. So 1 damage to the gangster with Harass. Okay, and now Kanan gonna activate. Going to play Planning. Also probably must have used Force Vision here, but I don't know who Destruct named as his next activation. I would guess that either a Rancor or a Jawa would be it. But Kanan going to use Planning as a leader. Oh, Destruct playing Negation on the Planning. Which is interesting because Destruct has initiative here, so if Kyle draws take initiative next round, Destruct... Well, actually, no, I take that back. Destruct does have Afra, so makes sense to go for the Negation, I guess, since he can just excavate Negation next turn to stop the take initiative. So very bold play there with the Negation, but I like it. I like that play. So we're going to go with the Jawa next. I should mention Kanan did move on to the terminal, so going to be able to give that very important Seresu form ability. Interestingly, doesn't work great with Luke and Leia, but still gives them a reroll. It just means Kanan has to suffer a strain for that. Okay, and we've got another Jawa attacking this gangster. This time I'm going to do 3 damage, so we're going to take out that gangster and get that 3 points. Kyle still needs to take out his own gangster. Oh, is this 3PO using devotion rather than focusing somebody? I'm going to use devotion to get Kanan's command card out of the deck and into the hand, but forgoes giving one of his figures a focus to do that. And Kanan's command card not super strong right now. It's based on how many Force user command cards the player has in the discard pile, plus 1 extra block. Oh, interesting. Okay, Rancor is just going to go to the bottom door, not going to go up through the middle. Got Leia on the terminal, going to go for the battlefield leadership attack on Kyle's gangster. And that is going to be 1, 2, 3, let's see, Leia. And the cool thing about the gangsters is that Leia gets to use military efficiency here, so could shuffle planning or devotion back in. I could see either being good, since the other thing Leia does is shuffle in Son of Skywalker a lot of times, and so devotion gives Kyle a way to immediately get that back out of his deck. So it's a very important card for this list strategy. So we're doing what, 5 damage minus 2, so 3 damage to the gangster. Oh, gonna use Luke Skywalker's inspiring ability to reroll. Not sure why he didn't do any damage there, but now it allows Luke to move 1 space and take a shot at the gangster. And I believe, is that enough to kill? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 damage. So with Leia's attack, I believe that would have killed. Yeah, so it's a dead gangster. And went to the shuffle back in planning with military efficiency there. Alright, we've got the Rancors, both Rancors focused. I guess with the A Rancor going to the bottom door, just kind of getting out of the way of the other one. That's the interesting thing about double Rancors, is they can't move past each other. Massive figures cannot overlap. They can't even move through each other, so they do have to get out of each other's way. So B Rancor moving up with the 2 Jawas in front of the Rancors, which is interesting. And I don't think he's going to be using Voracious this round. So being very defensive. Looks like Alex or Destruct is going to be waiting where he's going to have the initiative going into round 3 to make his move. So probably going to make a big play at the end of round 2 going into round 3 rather than rushing in. And alright, Gangster being deployed for the end of round 1 on Kyle's side, so we're going to deal 2 damage to R2. But that's pretty good for Kyle. That Gangster's pretty much his, and so he's going to be able to get another 3 points while players are doing their round 2 stuff. Interestingly though, this defensive play doesn't benefit Destruct super a lot, because you know, he can only focus the 2 Rancors. I mean, he can focus Afra as well here, and I guess a Jawa. But Kyle's going to benefit, I think, a lot more from this. Going to be able to focus up 2 more of his figures, where he already lost a focus to Luke. So, yep, and we're going to see 3PO focusing up Cal Kestis. And it'll be interesting to see how Force Flow comes into play here. I think that will be a powerful ability if Cal can survive this round against the Rancor Onslaught, as it will make it harder for Destruct to do a big tempo play with a Rancor going into the start of the next round. Okay, and Bib is going to focus, just focus Jabba. We're going to play Planning, which he excavated Planning, so Destruct definitely getting a very large hand here. But Leia is a spy. Oh, but Smuggling Compartment is protecting his hand. So, okay, Yoda going to use Channel the Force again to get Force Push. Going to take another strain from this 1-point card, and going to focus up Leia, who is a Force user in IACP. Oh, okay. So it looks like Alex is trying to tunnel through the other side. Gonna have Afra open the door. R2 gonna draw a card for Kyle. And the Rancor are going to open the other door. Interesting. And these Rancors are trained, of course, so they can interact with doors. And that gangster is now suddenly not looking like it's so safe from Destruct, as this Rancor can now reactivate with Voracious if he chooses to do so. So I think Kyle needs to move here to get the attack off. He could Battlefield Leadership the gangster, or he could Battlefield Leadership to deal with the Rancor, but not sure about that. Oh, the Rancor is attacking. Oh, I see. He used Beast Tamer to give the Rancor that move, and now able to attack with the second action, as the first action was to open the door. And so yeah, this gangster is going down. So Destruct able to sneak away a gangster kill from Kyle there, evening up the score now 6-6. And Luke is going to respond by coming down to take a shot at the Rancor. Kyle probably going to be able to do some decent damage. Oh, but there's a brace for impact. It's going to be 3 black dice here. And Luke is unfocused, just like he is in the movies. So that's going to be 5 blocks versus... He does have a reroll. He could reroll the blue. 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 damage to the Rancor there. But now Destruct is going to have to activate a Jawa before he can use Voracious here. And if he does use Voracious here, he only recovers 1 damage instead of the full 2. So I wouldn't be surprised if he waits a turn. Interesting that Kyle's going to go with Kanan here rather than going for the attack. And I think he's waiting to forcing Destruct to use Voracious later. I think Destruct is trying to maximize his damage recovery with Voracious, but that is now giving him an opportunity to focus up this Rancor again with Jabba and draw another card. Okay, now Leia's going to activate, and here comes the intel leak. And Destruct going to use the smuggling compartment to set his hand aside so that it cannot be discarded by intel leak. But focus. Leia going to come down and going to use Battlefield Leadership here with a focus on the Rancor. Does have a reroll, but I don't think he wants to, as all of those could get worse with a reroll. So I think we're going to see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 damage into the Rancor there. And now Luke going to get the follow-up attack from Battlefield Leadership. Definitely going to reroll probably the blue. Oh no, he's double evades. Yeah, I think now you definitely reroll the blue to get rid of those surges. There we go. So that's going to be 5 damage into the Rancor. So yeah, doing some good damage. This is the kind of damage you want to see before they use Voracious. And now we're going to activate the other Jawa. I think this is where we're going to see Voracious be used. Alright, Cal Kestis activating, using his command card, which is going to bring BD1 into play. This is a fun command card for Cal Kestis. BD1, companion, brought in by a command card rather than starting the game, since, Cal didn't start off with BD1, he had to find him. So it kind of represents that. And, let's see. Yeah, that's some nice recovery too on BD1, recovering 2 damage each turn. Or he can go and discard a terminal to draw a command card, which is also fun, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that ability being used, as Kyle's going to be mostly focused on defending his terminal here from the Rancors and trying to take them down as they come to him. So that's BD1. That's fun. I'm glad we're going to see him being played. So being deployed to Cal space. And going to be able to heal Yoda here for 2 damage. Okay, and now Cal going to activate. But is Cal not going to go for the attack? Interesting. But going to hang out next to Kanan with a focus. Okay, and it looks like we see the Voracious there. Going to heal the Rancor. And going to go for Cal. And if Cal, like we said, if Cal survives here, he'll be able to stop that Rancor from activating first next in the next round. White defense die. Oh, gonna use Get Behind Me. Probably to have Kanan take the attack instead. And Kanan gonna use Knowledge and Defense to add a black die. So we saw that card got added to Kyle's hand at the beginning of the last round, of round 1. Focus attack still gonna hurt Kanan quite a bit, but he does have a reroll. Although I imagine he wants to keep that evade. I think the problem here, though, is 3PO is out of position. I think Kyle does need to get 3PO up to be contributing that distracting, which is what so far has seemed to be the answer to Rancors, is if you can get a lot of evades, you can stop a lot of their powerful surge abilities, including that surge for Recover 2. So I think we saw... Did we see Apex Predator? I don't know why he has a bunch of power tokens. Oh yeah, the Rancor played Apex Predator, so it gave him a bunch of power tokens and allowed him to get that extra movement he needed to close the gap. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so we can see the action a little better. Alright, so Rancor attacking Kanan. Kanan does go for the reroll, which is interesting. It gives the Rancor another surge. I'm not sure about the reroll there on the surge cancel, because that was canceling +2 damage, Recover 2, or the Cleave 3, and I think stopping any one of those 3 surge abilities would have been good. But we're going to see Cleave 3, that's going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 6 damage to Kanan, 3 damage to Cal, and going to get to Recover 2. And I'm going to use Change of Plans here, so he's going to exhaust his other Rancor in the back to give Rancor A another activation. It's very powerful. But Luke going to do him one better with Stone of Skywalker. And probably going to go for the Pierce 3. The Saber Strike. And what is this? Force Rush on Luke, it looks like. So Luke with Saber Strike gives him a red and yellow attack. Heir to the Jedi will make that a focused attack, and he doesn't get the +1 damage, but he gets an automatic Pierce 3, as this is his lightsaber attack. And that's going to go right through that defense, and we're going to see 6 damage into the Rancor. With a reroll makes it 7. 7 damage on that Rancor. Oh no, it's going to be 5 because of the... there's an evade there. What is the evade from? Did he place... He didn't place... Oh, parry! Parry was played by the Rancor to add an evade, so quite a strong card. And now we've got the Rancor activating again, going to attack Cal Kestis, it looks like, with the white defense dice. Gonna re-roll that with Kanan, which gets a dodge, but of course that dodge does get converted. Gets converted to 2 blocks and 1 evade, but that is still a much better result than what we saw. So I believe it's going to be... Oh, he does have Kanan's card in his hand still, too. Did he just play it? He might have just played it. Where is it? Oh, Parting Blow. Oh, this is Luke. Okay, so Luke tried to move away, and it looks like the Rancor played Parting Blow to get a free attack. So this is on Luke. So he's getting a +1 block from his base card, and then re-rolled with Kanan. And he's getting evade here. Oh no, that's from Kanan. Alright, so 3 blocks, 1 evade, so we're going to see either 3 damage, or 1 damage Cleave 3, or 1 damage Recover 2. It's going to do the 1 damage Recover 2. And then Luke, interestingly, going to use Force Push here to get Yoda up next to Kanan and Cal Kestis. It's going to be able to put even more damage into the Rancor if the Rancor decides to attack Kanan, Cal, or Yoda, which are his only targets since he's stunned. Okay, so Rancor activates. Somehow is still focused and hidden. So Rancor has to clear the stun from Parting Blow. Okay, yeah, got rid of the focus and the hidden. That was from the last attack. And now I'm going to go for Cal Kestis. who somehow recovered 3 damage. I'm not sure how he recovered Cal. But Cal does get a reroll from Kanan. Oh, but he blanks. So that's unfortunate. So he's going to do 4, 5, 6. He had a surge token from Apex Predator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6, cleave 3, and recover 2. So you can see how that recover is really adding up and giving it so much extra health. But Cal, it looks like Cal is going to survive, assuming there's not some big command card play. Oh, Protect the Old Ways is going to get deployed here, and that's going to be for a good amount of blocks. We're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 5 blocks. Wow, that's going to deal no damage, and that means no cleave. Oh no, he did get a damage. Really? Is that really? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, 6 damage, so... Oh, if he had kept that 1 block, I feel like that reroll might have been a little bit hasty, because if he had counted it out without rerolling, he would have had stopped all the damage there. But gonna end up taking 1 damage, and therefore gonna eat the cleave 3 onto Kanan. But able to deal 3 damage back with Yoda for the 3 dice that were rolled. And then the Rancor moving away. I'm not sure how he's doing that, because I thought Beast Tamer was used this round, and he was stunned, so I'm not sure how he's able to move away. Yeah, Beast Tamer was already used. Oh, he used Unshakable, that's why. He got rid of that stun with Unshakable, and now moving away to create some distance between him and the Jedi. And that distance matters, because it means the Jedi will have to move away from Yoda and probably 3PO to be able to deal more damage to the Rancor, which makes them therefore easier to take out. Alright, so that was round 2, and also importantly, gets out of Cal Kestis's Force Slow range. So now Destruct going to have initiative going into round 3, and you're going to be able to activate that Rancor without having to worry about Force Slow. So Gangster appears up here and deals 2 damage to this Rancor, which is kind of nice. Any damage you can get on a Rancor that's free is appreciated. And now are we going to see take initiative from Kyle? But I guess Alex will have to excavate negation. Oh, he's going to activate Brace for Impact? Second Chance, played by Kyle. Who is he going to name, though? On Cal Kestis. Nice. And also going to play There Is Another, so that Leia can use another Force user's command card. And draw a card, I believe. I believe that draws a card now. Use turn on draw 1 command card. So yeah, he should draw a card for playing Leia's command card. But it looks like he may have forgotten. Yeah, he should have another card in hand from Leia's command card. Alright, so Rancor gonna activate again. Gonna play Survival Instincts. So, gonna be tough to take down here, but he does have to attack into Yoda once again. So, gonna be taking probably 3 damage from Yoda. Oh, gonna use Expose Weakness. Interesting. Okay, so Pierce 3, gonna knock out Kanan's defenses, but no surges. He needs to reroll with Trained here. Ooh, gonna use Wild Fury. Okay. Oh, he's discarding that for Strain, so he's gonna reroll, I think. Yeah. Uses Trained to reroll for Strain. And gets 1 more damage. Goes for the red. Interesting that he didn't go for the green to get a surge, but he's going to be doing 6 damage, which I guess does kill Kanan. So I guess that's what he needed. He wanted to get that extra damage to get the kill on Kanan. And Kanan goes down, but he is going to take 3 damage from Yoda. And second attack, so this must be a pummel play. How is he getting... Oh yeah, there's the pummel hiding up there. So going for Cal Kestis, who does have second chance though. 3, 4, 5, 6. No longer has a reroll from Kanan. And no command cards either. So this is going to do a lot. This might actually trigger it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 damage. Okay, so puts him at 11 damage. Oh, he's got 10 damage. Okay. BD, so Cal gonna activate. BD1 going to heal. Who's BD1 gonna heal? Gonna activate Cal. He's gonna attack. And it looks like a card is being played. If this is Savage Vigor, oh no. Savage Vigor is brutal, so especially on his focused attack. So it's gonna reduce it down to 2 dice. And probably gonna go with a red and a green here. Oh, went yellow, yellow. Trying to get the Pierce 3. That makes sense, actually. Because he's got survival instincts. Oh, man. So let's see. 2 blocks, 2 evades. Means nothing is getting through on that attack, unfortunately. No, can't redraw knowledge and defense since that extra evade is there. And then BD1 gonna come up and heal Cal Kestis. Okay. And then what is this? Oh, gonna use Jabba here to order a hit targeting Cal. Still has second chance live, but this is gonna be more damage recovery for the Rancor. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we need 3PO over here. He's just not working without 3PO giving that extra evade. So that is going to trigger the second chance. Leaves Cal at 12 damage, 2 health left. And now the Rancor are going to push Yoda and Cal back. Okay, Leia going to go here, going to use Battlefield Leadership. I mean, it's still anybody's game. Destruct at 12 VPs to Kyle's 8, but we've still got Leia and Luke in play, and Cal. So, and the other Rancor is pretty far away. So the survival instincts is rough. It's going to be 5 blocks, 4 damage. Could re-roll the blue or re-roll the yellow, but no, nothing. Going to shuffle Son of Skywalker back into the deck, and now going to use Cal Kestis as the attack for Battlefield Leadership. And a pretty good roll. Probably doesn't want to re-roll here. It's going to do 7 minus 4 blocks. So 3 damage to the Rancor. Oh, he does go for the re-roll. So that's going to decrease the damage down to just 1, which is unfortunate there. And Leia going to move back. I think 3PO is being a bit underutilized in this game. Jawa gonna come up and attack Cal, who looks like he's gonna go down to this Jawa attack, unfortunately. And now the Jawa gonna be able to feed this Rancor. Oh, interesting. Not gonna use Voracious just yet. Luke gonna go for the Saber Strike with the Pierce 3. That was great. 5 damage into the Rancor, who currently has 9, so 6 health left. Oh, does the Rancor go down? That's right, he's focused. He gets focused on his Saber Strike. So is that 6 damage? 6 Pierce 3? Goes for a reroll. That was kind of risky. No, why is he only taking... Oh, the extra block on the defense dice. Okay. He only took 5 because he has 4 blocks. So now that's unfortunate he didn't get the kill. Rancor's going to use Voracious here to ready and recover 2 damage. And now we're going to activate the other Rancor, who's going to double move. And R2 going to use Service to heal himself for 1 damage and then draw a command card. And now the Rancor A going to go for Yoda. Let's see. No surges, so just going to do 6 damage to Yoda and stun. And then going to move to push everybody around. So So that pushes off 3PO and Luke and separates everybody from each other. Okay, it looks like Yoda going to focus Leia. Now Af are going to come up and attack Yoda. And that is going to take out Yoda. Destruct goes to 26. Kyle just at 8. He has not killed this Rancor yet. Survival instincts is a pain to deal with and could get excavated here. Alright, Gangster's going to come down on 2, so 2 more damage to the other Rancor. So actually 4 damage to the Rancor because there was another Gangster there already. And Ferocity going to give that Rancor another free attack and another chance to recover 2 damage. Oh, thankfully he rolls an evade and 3PO giving another evade, so not going to be able to recover, but is going to do, let's see, 3 damage to Luke. Yep, even with the reroll. 3 damage to Luke. Luke does also have the ability to recover. And then what is this? Negation being excavated here. Oh no, Take Initiative was played by Destruct. It looks like Kyle had the negation. So Kyle going to have initiative here, but it looks like Survival Instincts is going to be excavated. And we're going to see, who is this attacking? Luke going for the attack, just the focused ranged attack on the Rancor, giving up the Pierce 3 from the Saber Strike. Of course, if he was externally focused, it makes sense to get as much dice as you can. And the Rancor goes down, and Kyle picks up the 9 points. So it should be at 19 to 26. Afra going to go for the attack, targeting BD1. Now BD cannot activate, well, since Cal's gone, but if he gets killed here, then Destruct does get a point from Jabba, so probably why he's attacking it there, but only does 2 damage. And interesting that R2 can actually heal it. Okay, here's the VPs from the Rancor kill. Oh, 10 points because of the Feeding Frenzy attachment. Let's get rid of that. Here comes the other Rancor now. Now, fortunately, has suffered a lot of damage already from these Gangsters, so might give Kyle just the edge he needs to kill this other Rancor with the Wonder Twins of Luke and Leia. He will be able to attack it twice with Luke and Leia here. Going for the attack on Luke. Luke gonna play Knowledge and Defense to add a black. No surges for the Rancor, so that's good. Oh, there's one, but it's going to be stopped by the white dice. Oh no, he's going to use Train and gets the really good reroll on the red. So going to be able to surge to recover 2. Oh no way, did that kill Luke? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 damage, and then the surge went through for that extra 2 damage and takes down Luke. And that is really bad, because I don't think Leia can take that Rancor down on her own. Especially with Survival Instincts now on the being played. It's not looking good. Focus Leia attack here. Gets some surges through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 damage on the Rancor. Gonna redraw Knowledge and Defense. And we've got a desperate R2 attack. Could not do anything to the Rancor there with Battlefield Leadership. Bib gonna come up and focus the Rancor. R2 gonna draw a card and gonna attack with the Rancor with Order Hit. And that's gonna kill R2, which is 4 more points for Destruct. And I think that is going to be it. Oh, they got one more round. Another Gangster comes down again on 2. But they can't see they cannot see the Rancor anymore. That would have been amazing if somehow the 3 Gangsters all were able to deal 6 damage to the Rancor, and then that would have somehow allowed Kyle to get 2 more damage on it to get the kill. But that Rancor is out of their line of sight now. Okay, and Leia attack on the Rancor. Doesn't have a reroll anymore since Luke is gone. And let's see, how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually 3 damage. Oops, but going to be 5 damage short of what he needs. And now it looks like he's just gonna go farm gangsters from here. Only does 5 damage though, so this is a pummel. But now he can get the cleave 3. So picks up a gangster kill, and it looks like that is going to be get him to 40 with Jabba's nefarious gains, which makes Destruct the winner and going to advance to the finals. Congrats to both players, to Kyle for making it to the semifinals, and we'll see you guys for the finals. Alright, hello. Really?